chasing the rabbit so you don't have to. Here they are, Mark and Don, the two crazy guys.
Alrighty, welcome back to another episode today of the Two Crazy Guys. We are on Contra Radio Network, and you're also listening to us on KYAH 540 AM, Utah's Talk Authority. Welcome aboard. My name is Donald Lowry, aka Big D, and I'm here with my cohort and my partner in crime, the other crazy guy, Mark Boyle, aka Prepper Guy. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing really good today. Just been spinning out trying to figure out what to do with my day off. And so therefore I didn't get nothing done.
What's a day off?
It's a day where my wife forgot to give me the honey-do list.
You're going to pay for it tomorrow, bud.
Right. But I did go on to, I tried to go on to Lowe's and Home Depot's website and order much more materials, but I can't log on. So
yeah, I don't get days off, and when I do, I got to do show prep. So
yeah.
Anyway,
well, you've been wanting to chomping at the bit, and so have I on the clown posse or the DNC debate, if that's what you want to call it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bozo the Clown is coming back to TV. And last week, we had the first installment of all of the individuals that are trying out for the part. And they were on TV. There was 20 of them. And what they did was they cut it up into two nights, and they put 10 people, 10 of these clowns that are wanting to be the Bozo the Clown, which I think is going to be, truthfully, Mark, I think Bozo the Clown is going to be former Vice President Biden. But we'll see. Last night, Wednesday night?
Right.
Wednesday night was the first installment. And boy, what a clown posse that was. I mean, first of all, they didn't really answer any of the questions that they were given. Second of all, they were very rude and disrespectful. They went over on their time. They wouldn't stop when the moderator said you're out of time. When somebody else was speaking and one of the other clowns decided they wanted to add, they just jumped right in there. It was just disrespectful. It was a total clown show. And for the most part, they said a lot, but they didn't say anything.
Well, yeah, that's kind of their MO, to not answer a question with an actual answer that makes sense to common sense thinking people, and they're always rude. I did like Elizabeth Warren's comment where she was saying that we have a government that doesn't care about us and would rather promote the rich. And I'm thinking everyone on that stage is the government. So who's she talking bad about? Themselves?
Right.
Because we have the government that we elected, which are those bozos on the debate stage on the Democratic side, and they're talking bad about the government. It's like, well, why don't you fix it? Because that's why you're there.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that that caught my attention really quick, it happened very early on the first night, and I think it was Booker. It was either Booker or Beto. One of them talking about, I think it might have been Beto, talking about how healthcare is a right. And no, ladies and gentlemen, healthcare is not a fundamental right. It's not if you want to call it God-given right or whatever you want to call it. It is not a right. It is a privilege. You do not have the right to show up to the doctor's office and say, hey, I have this problem, fix it.
Right. Well, don't we have all the rights? So what he's really saying is you have a right to health care. It's just the government has no authority to provide it for you.
Right. There you go.
So all of a sudden, don't I have a right to keep my income and not be taxed to death to pay for abortions? Right. And all these crazy programs? So they're mincing words, yeah. and they're wordsmithing and saying, well, you have a right to health care. It's like, yeah, I have a right to buy a Ferrari. I just can't afford it.
Right. See, they do like to mince the words. Mueller minced the words. In fact, we're gonna stay on the debate, folks. But Mueller is also going to appear, and he is going to appear before the House Judiciary Committee. And it's the Democrats are all up in arms. And oh my gosh, we got a smoking gun. And let me tell you something. Mueller has already said what he said, which is there is no collusion. And oh, by the way, we could not prove that Donald Trump was innocent. Well, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, they weren't trying to prove his innocence. They were trying to prove he was guilty. Right. Guess what? If you can't prove he's innocent, then you also can't prove that he's guilty. Right. But all of a sudden now they seem to have this think that he's going to get up there and now change what he said.
Right. Yeah, which would be a
crime.
A crime. Well, let me ask you, Don, like if I was law enforcement and could you prove that you didn't commit a crime? Just pick one. I mean, can you prove that you didn't rob the bank you were in this afternoon? It's like, that is so basically asinine for you to have to prove, because that's not how it works in America. You know, you're innocent, and if they can't prove you're guilty, then you're innocent. So I don't get it, but then, you know, it's back to the wordsmithing and double speak coming out of the Democrats' mouth. And everything I saw in the debate stage. Now, I didn't get to watch, you know, Thursday, and I just watched the highlight reels, you know, from Wednesday, because I honestly just can't stomach it. It's like watching a train wreck. And unfortunately, a lot of us are passengers on that train and can't do anything about this train wreck.
Well, let me tell you, if you only watch the highlights reels, I don't know if you saw the part where they were pandering is the word I want to use, pandering to the Latinos. Beto O'Rourke talking Spanish and Cory Booker talking Spanish and the moderator talking Spanish. And let me tell you something, folks. I speak fluent Spanish, and none of those individuals spoke good Spanish at all, especially Cory Booker.
Yeah. Well, and wasn't Cory Booker also the same asshat that was saying that he heard gunshots in his neighborhood?
Yeah. No, he doesn't. He's lying because he's never home because he's always in Washington.
Right. And what neighborhood does he live in? Because I hear he lives in a really nice neighborhood because he's extremely rich.
Oh, I don't know.
But if I'm a politician and I'm hearing gunfire in my neighborhood, then obviously my gun laws are not working. So isn't that just a big red flag that whatever you clowns are doing is not working, because they're getting into your neighborhood, because bad people carry guns and bad people break gun laws because they're busy breaking all the other laws too.
Right.
You know, I mean, if you're going to rob a bank, which is a felony,
right?
Do you really care if you didn't get your CCW?
Exactly.
I mean, you know, I watched it and I just kind of laughed at some of the highlights and stuff.
Yeah, well, they talked about the children that are being held in cages and being ripped apart from their parents. And then the heartbreaking story. Ladies and gentlemen, there was a heartbreaking story. The father and daughter that were found face down in the Rio Grande, Oscar and Valeria, who died trying to cross the Rio Grande illegally, I might mention. Illegally. And all of a sudden, this is Donald Trump's fault. Donald Trump caused this.
Right. Because, I mean, you know, loss of life and a father-daughter is sad, no matter where they're from. But if I lose my life breaking the law, when has anyone ever cared? That's like, you know, attacking a cop. You're going to get shot or hurt. They care now, and they're making a big story out of it because, you know, they should have never died. They should have been allowed to come in the country. No, they should have never died because they should have never been trying to sneak into the country to begin with. Right. That's not a border crossing as far as a point of entry.
Right.
It's a river.
Yeah.
You get into a river, sometimes you drown, even if you're just tubing down the Salt River Canyon.
Right.
So
I mean, that's like George Bush. George Bush, he directed Hurricane Katrina to go right up in through there and knock out all those people. That was George Bush that did that. I don't know. He probably did, because George Bush was I'm not a fan of Bush, but
well, that was because he was using the Halliburton weather machine.
Yeah. Well, then you had 9/11 was an inside job because they wanted to go in. They wanted a reason to go into Iraq so they could steal all the oil. Bush and Cheney. But see, the thing is, we didn't go into Iraq because of 9/11. We went into Iraq because Saddam Hussein had stockpiles of chemical warfare that he was planning to use against us, according to the intelligence that was handed down by the Clinton Foundation.
Right. And regardless if they found any or not, he admitted to it himself.
Yeah.
So he was violating every order that the UN gave him. So
he refused to let the unscum investigators come in there, and the United Nations, which I'm not a fan of either. But
no.
So yeah, the whole thing, this whole thing with this father and daughter dying, yeah, it's a tragic story. But that just goes to further that, Mark, just goes to further the fact and confirm what Trump says, that there is a crisis on the border.
Right. It was interesting to hear all of the yahoos on the debate stage saying we have a border crisis. And they've been denying it for what, a year now?
Yeah.
But now that there's some political hay to pile up, I guess, now it's a crisis. It's Trump's crisis because Trump did it.
Hey, we have a visitor.
We do.
Yes, John Jeffers just joined us on the line.
Hey guys.
Welcome aboard, John Jeffers. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, John Jeffers, the founder of Contra Radio Network and host of the Jeffers Brief, has just joined us. We knew he was going to come. We just didn't know when he was going to come. Welcome aboard, buddy. How you doing?
Sweating my butt off up here. I didn't put the AC on up here in the studio, and it's like, I feel like I'm living in Sierra Vista.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, we were just talking about some of the highlights from last week's episode, because today, being Sunday, and we were talking about the highlights from the clown show that was on TV.
That was a great video you posted.
Yeah, so you caught us just close to the end of the first hour.
That's cool.
Or first quarter. Hey, listen, we're going to run and take a break real quick, and we are going to come back. We're going to talk more with John Jeffers. We're also going to talk more about the clown show that was on TV, if you missed it. So stick around, and we'll be back right after this. Don't go away.
Hi, this is John Jeffers, inviting you to listen to my show, The Jeffers Brief. On The Jeffers Brief, we discuss topics of interest and concerns for preppers and patriots. You can only find us on the Contra Radio Network on podbean.com or KYAH 540 AM, Utah's Talk Authority. Hope you join me, and we'll talk to you then.
So are you tired of being tired? Well, then it's time to get the tea. Hey, it's Lisa here to tell you about this all-natural, all-organic tea I've been drinking that has had great results for over 20 years. It's called Life Change Tea, and it's specially formulated to help detoxify and cleanse your kidneys, liver, colon, and blood all at once. The colon is one of the most ignored organs in the human body. The faster that waste is eliminated from the body, the less time that waste sits in our intestines, spreading toxins toxins to our bloodstream. This tea helps cleanse chemicals caused by outside intruders from our entire digestive system. And get this, weight loss can be a side effect. And with continued use of the tea, you can experience clearer, healthier, younger looking skin, increased energy, and a happier outlook on life. So if you're tired of being tired, get the Life Change Tea at getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. And like me, you'll be glad you did.
This is Contra Radio Network, internet radio for the discerning prepper and patriot.
Talking the issues and taking the hit. Here they are, the two crazy guys.
Hey, welcome back to the second segment of today's program. We were joined at the end of the first segment by the founder of Contra Radio Network and the host of the Jeffers Brief right here on Contra Radio Network and KYAH 540 AM. We were talking about the clown show. John, give us your rundown of what you think about the clown show, man.
You know, I couldn't stomach much of it, and I was watching that. I can't believe these clowns. And plus, and the debate. Really, the moderators, are they out of their mind?
Yeah.
Not
right.
one person, not one journalist had the cojones to ask these people, how are you going to pay for all the free giveaways? I mean, the
Right.
pandering. It's a panderthon.
Oh, they pandered. Speaking Spanish, I was talking just before you came on. I do speak fluent Spanish, and I don't know what the heck Cory Booker was speaking, but it may have been Spanish, but it wasn't very good Spanish. I'll tell you that much.
Let me ask you something. I missed that part, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't think he speaks Spanish, but I could be wrong. And then I thought, if he doesn't, and he may have been practicing that answer for a long time.
Yeah.
So either he knew what the question was ahead of time,
Which
so
I'm
he
sure
could
he did.
practice the answer in Spanish, or like you said, he's just trying to wing it. And it's like, come on, people.
Well,
What
how
the
easy
hell are
it-
we? Why? Let me ask you this: why are we pandering to the Latinos in the United States of America?
I'll tell you why.
Yeah, because the real ones that came over legally,
Right.
they speak English.
And they don't like the illegals.
No, they don't.
They don't. You ask them, they'll tell you, we don't like the illegals because they give the rest of us a bad name. Second of all, the Democrats are under this impression that somehow the Hispanics are part of their plantation. And the
base,
fact
yeah.
is, the vast majority of the Hispanic population are conservative in their views,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to abortion and family and religion. They're
Oh,
very
yeah.
conservative on that.
Yeah.
They're very
And they're
into
also-
family and having children, and abortion would be a dirty word to most nationalities.
And they don't and most of them, I would say this, most of them don't believe in the free handouts. They've been
right.
taught from day one, you work for what you get.
Right.
Well, how-
and they're
how
not
easy
afraid to
it-
work.
How
I get
easy
that.
would it be to be a Democrat on that stage? All you got to do is just throw out more free candy. It's like answering the door on Halloween.
Well, I thought it was funny too, because a lot of the questions that were asked, they didn't really answer them. One of them, the question was, all right, so you want to pass legislation for tougher gun control. What about the guns that are already out there? What are you going to do about them?
Take them.
No
Yeah.
answer. No,
No,
Elizabeth.
there is
Warren
no
had-
answer.
They did have nothing. Nobody had an answer.
Oh, they have an answer, but they're sure as hell aren't going to say it right then.
No.
Their answer is just is confiscation.
Yeah,
Right.
because that
Door to-
would be a
knocking
breach
door
of
to
their
door.
oath of office.
They're
They
going to
know
knock
it.
door to door.
And who was the clown that wanted to make sure that men had rights to abortion? Transgender men.
Oh yeah,
Have a
that
right
was
to-
the
it's like,
that was
They
the
can't
only
get pregnant, you moron.
that was the only true
What the hell is he
Latino.
talking about?
on the entire panel. That was the only true Latino. I'm trying to think of what his name was, and I can't think of what his name was. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
It's
Yeah.
Julian. What the hell is it?
Assange. No, not Assange.
No, he's a
good
different one.
guy.
But I said,
can't think of his name.
I heard them thinking they can't get pregnant. It's biologically impossible.
Yeah. I don't know.
I guess they can dictate to somebody else carrying the baby to get an abortion, but then that comes into, contracting murder, basically, in my opinion.
And Booker had the gall to actually say that Americans actually agree with the Democrats' agenda.
Right.
That's his Spartacus moment.
What the heck?
I'm
What
Spartacus.
a bonehead. He hasn't got the brains God gave
here's what's
trees.
funny. Here's the thought came to me today. Elizabeth Warren, she said that we're a democracy. Of course, all the Democrats say we're a democracy.
No,
but here's what gets me. The true democracies, like North Korea, call themselves a republic.
Right.
The Democratic People's Republic of Korea. The Democratic People's Republic of China. They're democracies, and they're trying to mask themselves as a republic because democracies suck.
Right. And they knew that when they came up with the name.
Unbelievable.
Unfortunately, we in America just don't get it in semantics.
Did either one of you guys catch it when Rachel Maddow said that the Florida Keys were underwater at some point in our lifetimes?
I call her Pat because we don't know what she is.
I couldn't believe she said that. Global war. They keep on with this scare that the sea levels are rising, yet the sea levels aren't rising anywhere, but they keep telling you they are.
Yeah.
They keep telling you, look, what was her? Ocasio-Cortez said that we have 12 years to live, but didn't the founder of the whole global warming scam, Al the Whore Gore himself, didn't he say that 30 years ago we only have 12 years to live?
And they gave him an Oscar for it too.
Yeah, for being dead wrong.
And they keep saying the same thing.
Just because you say it doesn't make it a scientific fact. And it's, you know what?
Don't tell Al Gore that, because it'll just break his heart.
You know how much money he managed to scam off people if that's nonsense?
Billions.
Yeah.
Billions.
Trillions.
Yeah. Well, it was funny. One of the commentators on Fox was talking about the, so-and-so seemed to do really good in this debate, and it'll be a bump in their ratings or whatever. It's like, how can there be a bump when the whole process is run by the media and the Democrats? So they're just preaching to the choir more. So nobody that with any brains is watching that debate going, oh, wow, that was really intelligent, because it's all part of the dog and pony show that's the media and the DNC.
You know who won the debate?
So you can't get a bump in your ratings from the same people that have pretty much laid out where you set in those ratings.
You know who won the debates?
Donald Trump.
Exactly
Hands
right,
down, man. He's cleaning up with this clown show.
Absolutely, man. Donald Trump won, and all the media outlets are, oh my gosh, our TV ratings just went through the roof. Well, that's because everybody's watching the clown posse, watching how stupid they are.
Did any of them did any of them mention Donald Trump much at all?
There was some Trump bashing. There was some Trump bashing.
Well, then that's why their ratings went up, because anytime you mention his name, your ratings are going to go up. But I think they stayed away from that because they know Trump will respond with a counterpunch.
Wow.
But Trump's a master at making free publicity out of red meat. So if the Democrats aren't providing any red meat, then the mainstream media can ignore them. But that was my opinion or my thoughts on why they were not talking about issues like that, because
all they were doing, because like I said, most of the times they were asked questions, nobody really answered any of the questions, and the moderators several times will give you an additional 30 seconds to answer the question if you would like. and then they went on for another minute ranting about some other crap and still didn't answer the question. And it was funny because those that wanted to speak, they just jumped right on in there. I mean, totally rude, disrespectful. The whole thing was...
That's because they're all entitled.
Right.
This is what happens. You get a bunch of clowns in the room who all think they're entitled.
Right.
They disrespect each other. They jump all over each other.
Yeah, man.
They treat their themselves as bad as they treat us.
Oh, because they're all. You ask them, they're very important. Just ask any of them.
Right.
Well, John, before you came on, we also talked about a little bit about Mueller. Mueller's coming back, and the Democrats are all up in arms, and they're loving it. Well, I guess, I don't know. Do they think that he's going to change his story now all of a sudden?
No, he's not. Look, Mueller is a lot of things, but Mueller. What the Democrats don't realize is if they think the Republicans on the committee are not going to ask him anything,
right,
about Hillary, the uranium one, and all the other things,
freaking idiots,
they are smoking crack.
It's going to backfire in their face, man.
It's going to. Mueller is not going to change his mind. Look,
because he's smart enough to know that would be lying and under oath and all that.
He's already put the report out there.
He put it out there. He can't change it now.
Right. Well, Democrats can. Well, the Clintons can.
Well, they could change it all they want, but the report is, look, the document speaks for itself.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
They can sit there and scream, well, there was obstruction, And the thing of it is, this is where Mueller was wrong. He says, I couldn't exonerate. It's not up to a prosecutor to exonerate anyone.
Right.
It's their job to look at a particular set of circumstances and decide if a crime has been committed and whether to prosecute for it.
Right.
Just because he says, well, I couldn't determine one way or the other. Okay, that's fair enough. You can't determine it. If you can't determine it, tie goes to the runner. You don't get prosecuted.
Well, yeah, the words that he said were, and I mean, it's a very easy play on words. We could not prove that Donald Trump was innocent.
Yeah,
that's not his job.
But they weren't trying to prove he was innocent. They were trying to prove he was guilty.
Right. That's what they are to look at a certain set of circumstances, decide if a crime's been committed, whether to prosecute or not. That's it.
And they couldn't prove that either.
Anybody?
No. So yeah, the whole thing, and they seemed, I don't know, man, they seem to think that this guy is going to all of a sudden open up a bombshell. But if you watched during the whole thing, every time they indicted someone, we have a new bombshell. We have a new bombshell. We have a new bombshell. Look at the last one. I think that they indicted. What was his name? Roger Stone went into the guy's house on a Saturday, an unarmed individual,
right?
Sent in more FBI agents in there than we sent in SEAL Team 6 to go and get Osama bin Laden, with more firepower and more ammunition. And this guy was unarmed on a Saturday morning, sitting in his house eating breakfast, and they go in the
setup. It was a media setup.
And CNN was there with action reporter in hand.
Magically happened to be at the right place at the right time. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, and that's his story. People. He just showed up there. Well, he drove right to the house, so he knew exactly where Stone's house was.
He showed up there.
And then all the FBI guys are basically glad-handing him and high-fiving him as they walk by. Yeah, this was so planned and staged, it was unreal.
Hey, listen, folks, we're going to run to a break. Check out our sponsors. We will be back with more insanity on the Two Crazy Guys show with John Jeffers. I guess that makes us three crazy guys today.
Yeah.
Good. We'll be back right after this. Don't go away.
Times are changing. The circus of politics, healthcare's low standards and high prices, and let's not forget food quality. What to do? Arm yourself with Life Change Tea at getthetea.com. In a world of chemical imbalance and poor air and water quality, it's time you make a move. Log on to getthetea.com And stock up on organic, non-GMO supplements. Don't forget the tea. Cleansing your body never felt so good. And we have a brand new tea called Takedown Tea, which helps support healthy glucose. All natural body support so you can be at your best, naturally. All you have to do is log on to getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. We're not a fad that comes and goes. We are the real deal. Join us and armor up. Getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. Changing America's health one tea bag at a time.
Black Metal Firearms are a couple guys I know personally and friends of mine that put together some great accessories for all your firearms needs. Everything that I've seen them do is just top-notch and very nice looking. BlackMetalFirearms.com. Check them out. I think you'll be glad you did. Go to Facebook, Black Metal Firearms. They got a great page there too. Learn more about the workmanship and the craftsmanship they put into every accessory and every build they do.
Hi, this is John Jeffers, inviting you to listen to my show, The Jeffers Brief. You know, on The Jeffers Brief, we discuss topics of interest and concerns for preppers and patriots. You can only find us on the Contra Radio Network on podbean.com or KYAH 540 AM, Utah's Talk Authority. Hope you join me, and we'll talk to you then.
Talking the issues and taking the hit. Here they are, the two crazy guys.
Alrighty, welcome back to the third segment of today's Three Crazy Guys program. We are joined today by John Jeffers, host of the Jeffers Brief and founder of Contra Radio Network. Thank you for tuning in to the program today. Remember to visit our sponsors. Hey, listen, we have another story that kind of, I think, broke last week as well. We knew that Sarah Sanders was going to step down, guys. She said that she was going to step down and she's going to return to her family. And I hope that she is preparing to run for governor over there.
That would be great.
Her replacement has been named, and oh my gosh, is the left going to go into a tizzy? Stephanie Grisham has been named as her replacement, and she is a true fireball. She's also Melania Trump's spokeswoman. She's going to retain that position, but she's also going to infuriate the liberal media, I think even more than Sarah Sanders, guys.
I agree. I think Jim Acosta should take Sarah Sanders' boot out of his ass and get ready to put a new one up there.
Make room for the new one, the Stiletto Hills.
Oh, she is something else. I'll tell you. You know, she's a fierce defender of Melania Trump, a fierce defender.
Absolutely. She's, you know, I was talking about that in the last program of the Underground Talk Show where, you know, Donald Trump had Sarah Sanders, who was an absolute rock. Kellyanne Conway, another absolute rock. And now, you know, this Grisham gal, this guy, these girls are, I don't know, man, they are so solid. And you could build a castle on that kind of a foundation.
They are, no, his choice of women are strong conservative women.
Oh man,
who are not afraid to call it like they see it.
Yeah, man.
And they're not going to put up with any crap from the White House press corps.
No.
So that's another 2 years of hell for them, and I'm glad to see it. I am. I'm glad to see it. I watch the press conferences now because I just know somebody's going to get, you know, the boot up the backside.
You know, the media was talking about that too. I think it was MSNBC. I'll have to look into my archives again. Don't quote me on that. But they were talking about that, and they were saying, well, you know, we wonder if we're going to go back to the press corps or if they're just going to kind of walk by us and snub us like they've been doing of late. And I'm thinking to myself, another one for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
You know, think about it. No. This president has made it an art form to render the White House press corps irrelevant.
Absolutely.
Right. Just because he uses Twitter. Bypasses the filter.
Yeah, completely. He just takes it right to the people. And I like it. I love it.
Absolutely.
Every time he Every time he drives them all crazy on Twitter, I cheer.
Oh yeah.
Because
I've got a Twitter account, but I hardly ever use it.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I've got it because when we do our shows and we publish our shows on CRN, it does go out on Twitter.
Yeah,
it does.
mine too. Yeah.
But I got to tell you, I think you're right. Miss Grisham's going to sit there and just hammer them.
Yeah, I believe so.
And I'm going to watch it and enjoy it some more.
Yeah, it's always great. I liked Sarah. She was very
oh man,
ladylike when she just made them feel like dirt. She was the kind of person that could tell Acosta to go to hell, and he would say, "Well, thank you," and look forward to the trip because she had so much class.
I didn't like Sarah Sanders at all. I loved that woman.
Yeah,
she was in control all the time.
Never got riled.
Never. She was the kindergarten teacher in the kindergarten class.
Right, and that's exactly what that press corps looks like.
Oh, they're ridiculous. They look like slobs.
A daycare.
It's a daycare running amok, and Sarah Sanders was to put them in line.
That's the chambers to where the clowns from the clown show.
That's where they all come.
It's the dressing room for the clowns.
Oh goodness gracious!
It's the clown car where they just keep coming out.
Yeah.
But you're right though. Your assessment is absolutely correct in my opinion. It really is. Hey guys,
what do you got there? What?
If you listeners like CRN, how many of you guys would love to hear Don Lowry with his conservative underground on KYAH?
Let Michael Powers know.
I think I'm going to.
Yeah. Well, we need to change things up a bit. Oh yeah, I like Don. He's all right for a crazy man from Panama.
I mean, for a free American, he's all right.
He's the Tasmanian devil, but he's the Panamanian devil.
He's a dictator. Look at him. I'm going to get caffeinated. I still got to do my show tonight and get it in. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to get caffeinated beforehand, so I'm screeching and yelling. Like my last episode, I was highly caffeinated, and so I was screaming at the microphone at points.
Yeah,
I was very creative.
We used to do that when I was doing radio and television voicing back when I was, oh my God, in my 20s. Yeah. We would wake up early in the morning, run down to the radio station, down a whole bunch of coffee, go outside and smoke like a pack of cigarettes, get that real rough voice, get that real deep, rough voice. And then go into the sound room and start doing all kinds of cool stuff, man. Yeah.
Wolfman Jack on caffeine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Jack up.
Well, John, we were talking about trying to, not so much change our format, but to get a little bit more something that people would like and enjoy, and that's we got to ask our fans. It's like
what do you guys want?
Yeah,
you listeners, what do you want to hear out there? Let us know.
You got to tell us because we don't know. We can't
because we're not Democrats. We actually really want to know what you think and then try to implement it.
Here's what we can do. You can email me at undergroundtalkshow@gmail.com, or you can email John at contraradio@live.com.
You get a gold star.
So
awesome.
Email John if you folks want to hear a new show up there in KY in Delta, Utah. You let John know, and we'll make it happen.
Tell us what you guys want to hear.
Yeah.
Do not. I will not. I'm telling you now. I will never, ever, 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 ever put a program on promoting Democrat Party ideas, ideals, policies. I will never, ever do it. I would just assume. Never mind. I can't say it.
What are you, some kind of patriot conservative or something?
Be like Mark Levin. Get off the phone, dope.
I wouldn't even call that. I've hung up on people.
Yeah,
I have too.
I said, I'm not doing this. No. This, if you don't like my show, you don't like the way I do it, get your own damn show and show me how it's done.
That's right.
Right.
Amen, brother. You're preaching to the choir.
Which would be great if all the people that hate America would do the same damn thing. You know what? Like all these really wealthy African Americans, you have a great idea. Why don't you go buy a place in South Africa or in Africa and create your own little country and let's see how it works.
By the way, I thought Cher was leaving the country,
And Miley, and Lena Dunham.
and they're all still here.
Alec
Well, you ask them
Baldwin
about it, they just, shut the hell up.
and
If
Joey
Trump wins, I'm
Behar.
leaving the country. Why are you still here?
Yeah, that's like a percentage of the reason why we voted for Trump, just to get rid of those
Oh, yeah.
hearts.
I
It
do
didn't work.
believe I'm going to get a thunderstorm here.
Are you?
It's just gotten really dark. It's
Yeah.
like, I don't know. If I hear something that sounds like a lot of freight trains, I'm not going to be saying goodbye real quick. I'm going to be gone. You won't hear me. I'm gone. Grab the dog. Let's go, buddy.
Yeah.
But,
So yeah, we have been just like normal, talking a mix mash of stuff, and it just it's beyond me. I don't know if the Democrats. I don't know what's going on, but they actually believe this garbage that they're putting out there.
I know
Well, yeah,
they do. They're true believers. They are.
Yeah, we talked about that last week. It's like, do they really believe the words coming out of their mouth or the crap they're shoveling?
They do.
And the media. I mean, do they think we're so stupid that we hear that on MSNBC and go, "Oh my God, Bernie Sanders is going to just trounce Trump in the election"?
I hope it's him.
Yeah.
Trump.
Oh, it's
tried
going to be him.
convince
No, it's not. It's not going to be Bernie. It's going to be Biden.
Yeah.
Biden?
Gropey, old Uncle
Oh.
Gropey.
Gropey's a dopey.
I heard.
Gropey.
I caught the Trump interview on Mornings with Maria on Fox Business News.
Uh-huh.
Trump had me cracking up. He says, then we got Biden, who barely knows he's alive. I was only up for 5 minutes, and I had tears coming out of my eyes. I was laughing so hard. I don't believe he just fired that. It is funny as hell.
That guy, I love it. He's
I'll-
not afraid to speak the truth.
No. And what I'm irritated about Biden is this. He's once again changed, as any other politician out there on the national scene, changing what he is, who he is, and what he's done. He's been in public life for 50 years, and now he wants to fix things. Why didn't you do it 49 years ago? Why didn't you do it 8 years ago?
Yeah.
What the hell have you been doing?
Right.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here, Biden.
Exactly.
Take the clown show with you.
Him and Bernie
Unbelievable.
both. Bernie too.
Yeah. All of these people that talk about all the problems in this
Here's
debate
the
are the
all right.
problem.
So now we know the Democrats' platform for 2020.
Yeah.
Right.
This
Free
is just
stuff.
Free stuff and bash Trump. That's it.
Donald
They
Trump
don't
is running
have
on
anything else to say.
Donald Trump is running on Keep America Great Again, keeping
And-
America great, high GDP, low unemployment, high job numbers, all this stuff. The Democrats are running on free stuff and stop Trump.
And tax.
Oh yeah.
Because
You know-
as free as it is, you got to tax those 2%ers out of existence.
Well-
They're doing that here in Illinois. The rich people have left.
Right.
So once again, we're going to get bent over, and Mark saw what was going on.
Yeah.
So so July 1st, we get hammered again and again and again and again. Even though that fat bastard in Springfield, who was elected by those idiots in Cook County, sits there and says, well, we're going to tax the rich. The rich aren't here, you moron. They left. They were smart to get the hell out when they could.
Well, there's always richer than the poor people, and that's who they
oh.
market to.
We
You know,
got
they-
the richest poor people in the world. I swear to God we do. And as for the African-American community, I'll tell you, they like Trump. They may not come out and say it, but they like him because they got jobs.
right.
And then Bloomberg,
Oh, God, that.
we put so many jobs into New York, and New York is doing so great. No, it's not. New York's in trouble, man. They're in big trouble under his policies.
Oh, de
And he's out
Blasio,
there
what a
talking it up
fucking
how
idiot.
great it is.
Yeah, he can't even get 2% show up at a rally because they hate him so bad there.
Oh, he's a clown. He's one of the cheap clowns.
Well, we're gonna take a clown posse break.
You guys do that? I got to go.
All right, man. John,
Hey, guys,
thanks for
thanks
stopping
for having
in,
me on
buddy.
your show.
We'll
I
catch you on the
appreciate
flip side. And we appreciate you tuning in. Folks, don't
Yep.
go away. We'll be back right after this. Don't go away.
Black Metal Firearms are a couple guys I know personally and friends of mine that put together some great accessories for all your firearms needs. Everything that I've seen them do is just top-notch and very nice looking. BlackMetalFirearms.com. Check them out. I think you'll be glad you did. Go to Facebook, Black Metal Firearms. They got a great page there too. Learn more about the workmanship and the craftsmanship they put into every accessory and every build they do.
So, are you tired of being tired? Well, then it's time to get the tea. Hey, it's Lisa here to tell you about this all-natural, all-organic tea I've been drinking that has had great results for over 20 years. It's called Life Change Tea, and it's specially formulated to help detoxify and cleanse your kidneys, liver, colon, and blood all at once. The colon is one of the most ignored organs in the human body. The faster that waste is eliminated from the body, the less time that waste sits in our intestines, spreading toxins to our bloodstream. This tea helps cleanse chemicals caused by outside intruders from our entire digestive system. And get this, weight loss can be a side effect. And with continued use of the tea, you can experience clearer, healthier, younger looking skin, increased energy, and a happier outlook on life. So if you're tired of being tired, get the Life Change Tea at getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. And like me, you'll be glad you did.
Talking the issues and taking the hit. Here they are, the two crazy guys.
Alrighty, welcome back to the final segment of today's program. John Jeffers had to leave due to weather rolling in his area, and he had to check out. But we do appreciate him stopping by, and he's more than welcome to come on our program anytime, isn't he, Mark?
Yeah, he's always a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
He brings a little bit different insight to the things we talk about, because he's up there in Illinois and stuff and sees more of the craziness.
He's living what we're starting to become here in Arizona.
Yeah, and I've talked to him numerous times about crime and attitudes with American people and all this stuff. Him being a retired sheriff, and he's the one that told me first. He goes, I've never seen things this bad, as being a sheriff. He goes, it was bad, but it was normal crime. It was normal, stupid people doing stupid things, just like 100 years ago. But he goes, now the level of hate and vitriol and the crimes and the murders are all just senseless.
Hey, folks, Mark, why don't you tell the folks just a little bit about one of our sponsors, the rifle company that we've been advertising as of late.
Oh, Black Metal Firearms?
Yeah, Black Metal Firearms.
Yeah. Great guys. I've talked to them. They used to be in Sierra Vista.
Uh-huh.
And then they moved to, I think it was Phoenix. I talked to them 5 or 6 times. They just make really awesome products.
Yeah. Maybe sometime we can have them come on the program. I don't know if you can line that up or not, but maybe they could Skype in or something sometime.
Yeah, I could try, because I know that the move really set them back. Not only financially, just because it was a big move, but
sure,
just everything else in time. And they had a lot of orders backed up. But I used to hang out with the one guy, and just everything they did just looked so professional. And the one guy, he's military. And he was in, what do they call, like the armory and stuff. So he knows every nut and bolt about everything. And it just, I don't know, from the etching to the workmanship, it's just always top notch.
Yeah. So folks, you hear those, them during our commercials, please make it a point to check them out. We're small business. We like small business. Both Mark and I are small business owners. Well, I'm a former small business owner, but Mark is 2 times now a small business owners. And, we understand what it's like for the small guys out there trying to pull a dime. So your patronage to our sponsors really, really help out a lot. And that goes for, getthetea.com as well. Those people, I get their product every single month. They send me product and just really, really super good people to talk to. And they're just, small business, but they've got an outstanding product, man. And I've been drinking the tea. It's not the tea like you go and buy in the store. This is formulated tea to help with, clean, they have cleansing teas. They have, all kinds of different teas, organic type teas. Just log on to the website at getthetea.com, and check them out. Place a product order. They're just great people, and they're small business, and they've stepped out to support our program, and we can't do this without their support and without your support. So I just wanted to throw that quick plug in for those, also the Contra Radio Network over there. Log on to ContraRadioNetwork.com. Tell John Jeffers that, you appreciate what he's doing. Throw him a couple bucks a month, man. Yeah. A Starbucks coffee, one Starbucks coffee a month.
Yeah. Which, and most, with our advertisers, like Black Metal Firearms, they have a website you can order. They'll do custom work for you. So you don't have to live in Phoenix. It's not like a local company that we're promoting, because there's a lot of them that are really great. Yeah. But these guys and Get the Tea, I was thinking you ought to, anyone that emails Don, I'll let
Underground Talk Show at gmail.com.
Underground Talk Show at gmail.com, and says the Clown Posse is, was worth watching or whatever. Mention Clown Posse and they'll send you a little bit of tea.
We'll send you something. We'll send you something. We'll send you a bottle or something.
Yeah, because we want to know you're listening, and that's it. Radio doesn't have like Nelson ratings and stuff. We know you're out there, because the radio show says that he gets feedback, but we're willing to send you some tea. I don't know how you want to work that, but
we'll send you something. Maybe, maybe it'll be a weight loss supplement. We'll send you something. I don't know. We'll just throw something in a box and send it to you.
You know what? Before you email them, go to getthetea.com, look at some of their products. You got pretty much everything, don't you?
I've got a little bit of everything. And so maybe we can work something out with them too. Maybe we can work out a giveaway with them too. But
that would be great. Just
remember the sponsors, folks, because that's how we keep going.
That's how we roll.
That's
literally how we roll.
But, hey, so anyway, we got about 7 minutes left in the program today, Mark. And I mean, there's always plenty to talk about. We ran through quite a bit of it today with John. Anything else you want to add?
Well, I did talk to John earlier on the phone, and I wanted to get his input because he does have that county sheriff background.
Right.
I was telling him about my plan I'm working on that we can all do, and it's not like protesting or being a bunch of whiny liberals, but a way to where if you come up against a problem in your community, wherever you live, that you're running into bureaucracy or planning and zoning or the Department of Agriculture or whatever you are, we need to have a way to where we can call attention to it, not to where we get beat down by the media and the regulatory people there, but a way to where we can win those battles and get it on the news. So I'm sure there's local radio stations and newspapers in Utah there that are very favorable to, freedom and liberty.
Right.
And so now, if you get your sheriff, and what I want to do is talk to Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association, Richard Mack, and ask him, would it be outside the scope to talk to a sheriff and say, hey, could you deputize a liaison to where when I'm doing something, that's not illegal and planning and zoning shows up, you could have your deputy come out and explain to them that this is private property, and regardless if the police want to enforce some code violation, they're trespassing. And then I could talk to the radio station, who hates the city council where I live, and we get a better narrative, better optics on a situation to where we actually win a few of these battles. And if you look at what happened in Oregon with Lavoy Finnegan,
oh man,
all that. If the sheriff would have done his job and turned away the FBI. The media would have saw that and went, wait a minute, this is federal land. And the sheriff would have said, no, it's really our land.
That's right.
And the only reason that the park rangers get badges is because our sheriff gives them to them. They're writing checks on the sheriff's, bank account, basically, to where the outcome could have been so much better, even with the Bunkerville thing. You need the sheriff, you need the media, and you need everyone on your side. And it's not a protest. It's a legitimate legal way to fight this overreach from the federal government, to where we could start putting some victories in our pocket instead of letting the feds play whack-a-mole with our freedom.
Right.
Because every time we pop up, they just whack us. Just like my.
Well, and that's what that whole thing was.
Here.
And the Bundy standoff and the Finnegan, all that, all that stuff was all definite overstep by the federal government bounds, way overstep.
Right.
And what you saw there was some individual. Sadly, Lavoie, lost the battle. The Bundys didn't, but sadly, what happened to Lavoie should have never happened.
No, and that was because the collapse of the sheriff, because he was the law enforcement officer. The Finnegan family needs to sue the sheriff's department, even though they're not responsible for that clown that was there. I think he's still there, because they violated his civil rights and his right to life. And the sheriff's department should be sued for allowing the federal agents to come on to the county and basically murder somebody. But
That's what
this
they did.
And this happens
in cold blood. They murdered him.
Yeah. So this happens every day, everywhere in the United States. And I think as a thinking people, we should be able to get together with some groups, put together a map, and if maybe a Sheriff Mack with his organization said, these, 50 counties have constitutional sheriffs that are very patriotic and understand their oath. And then you put a pin there, and now you call the Oath Keepers and the 3%ers, and you don't have a protest with guns, but you bring a bunch of people to that area and say this, especially in Arizona and I would say, most of the southern states, we've lost 50 to 70% of our state land to the federal government, which is bankrupting us because now we don't have those leases to make money. So if you start protesting in the right way, all of a sudden the feds have to back down. And then when people in America that like, us that are patriots and believe in sovereignty in their state would sit there and go, oh, look at that. We do have the right to take back our land. And the feds have no authority to do that. And our sheriff will back our call. Now you got someone watching your six. It's not a game-changing plan, but it's so easy and common sense that if we could get it working, then it's not an organization where you got to fill out an application. You just do it using the channels that I'd like to create, where if you're in a county, these are the people you call.
Right.
So that's kind of what I've been working on, and it's hard to figure out. I've been trying to talk to 10th Amendment Center and some of those groups, but I'm not asking for their what would you call that? I'm not asking for an endorsement. I'm just asking for their input to say, hey, this is a great idea, but you need to look at it this way because the law says this. Not the stupid law, but the real constitutional law. And that's why I want to get John's opinion and Sheriff Mack and then the hardest part would be finding media, local media, not national media, that's favorable to that kind of principles, getting our country back. So it's a very simple solution. It's so simple, that's probably why I thought of it, because I'm a simpleton. But I think it would work.
Well, speaking of being simpletons, we're gonna have to check out, man.
Well, we had John on, so that kind of upped the IQ level there.
Yeah, there you go. He always brings light to our darkness, I guess, if you will. Listen, folks, lots of things happening, man. Get out there, get involved, and we're gonna have to check out for this week we'll be back next week with a bunch more craziness.
All right.
Thanks for listening, and until next time, stay safe out there.
That's right. We love you all. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Catch them next time as they dig into the issues. The Two Crazy Guys. Log on to the website at www.contraradionetwork.com.